everybody, welcome to Simple Hobby Homesteading. I'm Jenna, and tonight we are going to do a spaghetti dinner hack video, which really just means we're going to show you some shortcuts and some quick little tips and tricks to use leftovers for your spaghetti night and to use them in a new creative way and make things from scratch that taste amazing. So the first thing is spaghetti sauce. I have used this hack forever and ever and ever, and it's so good. Making my own spaghetti sauce. 6 cans of Italian diced tomatoes. And if you can your own tomatoes, you can do that. It has the directions on the back of the package of how many you would use or how much you would use. So I use Mrs. Wages pasta sauce packet and 6 cans of the Italian diced tomatoes. So this is super easy and it takes no time at all. So we're just going to open up these cans. I'm going to put 3 of them at a time in the blender. And the nice thing about making your own spaghetti sauce is you can control how smooth or chunky it is and control the amount of sugar in it. Store-bought spaghetti sauce has a ton of sugar, and I like to use the recommended amount on the package, which is 1/4 cup, but you can totally lessen the sugar if you want. Chop this up. I like my spaghetti sauce a little smoother, so I blend it till it's nice and smooth. And if you rinse out this blender right away in your sink, it's going to be a lot easier to wash later. And if you do forget to rinse out that blender right away, just put a drop of dishwashing liquid in there and some water and stick it back on here with the lid and do a quick blend, and that'll get it all nice and washed out, and then you can rinse and wash it in the sink as well. You can see how that's blended nicely, and now we're just going to add our seasoning mix, our Mrs. Wages pasta sauce seasoning mix, and 1/4 cup of sugar. And you can add as much or as little sugar as you want. I would say no more than 1/4 cup. We're going to stir that up and set it on the stove top. Now you can buy this Mrs. Wages pasta sauce in the canning section of your grocery stores. You can also order it online, and sometimes it's cheaper to order it online so you can get a whole box of it and either share with friends and family or just have a whole box of it for several batches of pasta sauce. This makes about, I would say, 5 regular store-bought jars of pasta sauce, and that's why that 1/4 cup of sugar really isn't that much when you think about it. But once again, you can add less if you'd like. And if you want, you can add veggies and can this sauce or freeze this sauce, or you can just freeze or can the sauce as it is, and then when you get ready to prepare it, just add your own fresh veggies that you want, as far as like green peppers and onions and whatever else, mushrooms you like in your sauce. We add a little bit of hamburger when we're cooking it up each time for Kevin and the boys, and I just have mine straight from this batch with no meat in it. Now you're going to cook that sauce on the stove top for 20 minutes, and you're going to stir every 5 minutes. We have it on high right now till it starts boiling, a very light boil, and watch out, it's splatters, so keep your eye on it. So as soon as we get a light boil, where we get just a couple bubbles coming up, we're going to turn that heat down to a low medium just so it simmers for 20 minutes, and we're going to stir every 5 minutes. And you really need to do that because you need to scrape the bottom, otherwise that tomato will harden on the bottom and form a crust, and that's nasty. So when you stir, make sure you're getting the bottom and scraping the bottom really, really well, and don't go more than 5 minutes without stirring it. You can go a little bit more often if you like. So we're going to let that sit for 20 minutes and cook, and while that's happening, we're going to boil our water for spaghetti. Ooh, and get our garlic bread ready. Now, one quick tip, these rolls that I got from the store, they don't last long. They go bad really quickly, and we just had a game night the other day, and we had sandwiches, and so we have a bunch of leftover rolls, and these are these bolillo rolls, bolillo rolls, I don't know. They're kind of like a crescent shape. So what we're going to do is use these for garlic bread tonight. I'm simply going to cut them in half, slather them with our garlic butter, and stick them in a 350-degree oven for about 10 or 15 minutes. Yum. Alrighty folks, we're going to make up some quick garlic butter to go on our garlic bread. Here we go. So all you need is a 1/2 stick of butter, and I let mine sit out for the last couple hours so it's nice and soft. So 4 tablespoons of butter, about a tablespoon, or actually it's more like, yeah, probably about a tablespoon of parsley. We're not going to put that all in. There we go, about a tablespoon of parsley. A half a teaspoon of salt. Just like that. And then we're going to mince some garlic. So I've got a nice big clove there, so we're going to put that one in for sure. And then we've got these two smaller skinny ones, and we're going to throw those in too. So I would say total about 3 normal size garlic cloves, or like 2 big ones. Look at that, nice garlic. And we're just going to give that a stir. Now, one good tip is if you forget to put that butter out, you can use a cheese grater to grate that butter and it will soften in an instant. You can use that for baking or for this recipe. Ooh, that smells delicious. And if you don't have fresh parsley, Italian leaf parsley, you can use dried parsley. And then we're going to spread some of this on some bread. More quick spaghetti night tips. When you've got your water boiling for your spaghetti, go ahead and throw about a tablespoon of salt in there. You want to salt that water before you put your spaghetti in. And then when you put your spaghetti in, I love this. It's a boil over no more is what it's called. It's made of silicone, and it allows for the steam to come up and the water to boil up, and then it goes right back into the pot. So you can keep that spaghetti on a nice hot heat and have it cook for less than 7 minutes, and it's done without having to worry about it bubbling over. So you just stick this on top of the pot and you will never have a bubble over. You know that old wives' tale where you can put a wooden spoon across the pot and it won't boil over? That's not true. Still boils over. So this is an easy way to use a little thing that allows you to cook your spaghetti quickly. Don't overcook your spaghetti. Cook it al dente because it'll keep cooking for just a little bit after you put it in the strainer. So al dente means it's just got a little bit of the not the crunch, but just a little bit of toughness when you bite it. That's why you want to test a strain and bite into it. And then when you put it in that colander to strain it out, it's still going to cook just a little bit more while everybody is serving themselves. Look at that, no boil over. So, okay, so we've got the spaghetti in there and the sauce. Once that's been cooked for 20 minutes, then I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to cook it with a pound of hamburger. I'm going to pull out about 3 or 4 cups. Goes with a pound of hamburger, and that's going to be Kevin's and the boys' sauce. And then my sauce is going to come right out of that pot because it hasn't touched any mammal meat. And so the bread's going to go in, like I said, for 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. It's a really good way to use up these rolls before they go bad. And one last tip. Do I have any other tips? Salad. A salad is a really good thing that just finishes out this meal in a heartbeat. A nice leafy salad, and it's the beginning of November. You can still be growing lettuces in your garden right now or in a pot in a sunny spot. So if you want, grab some lettuces. So one more thing I almost forgot. You don't think I could make it through a whole video without mentioning the gallon Ziploc bags, do you? I store our spaghetti sauce after it's cooled off. I put about 4 cups of spaghetti sauce in these gallon freezer Ziploc bags. This actually isn't Ziploc, this is Great Value brand. The freezer, so they're a little bit thicker bag. I put about 4 cups in there, and then I just put them flat in the freezer, and they freeze in a nice flat and take up no space at all. And then when I want to make spaghetti, I just pull one out, and I usually put it right in the pot from the frozen consistency. When it's nice and thin, I can just kind of crunch it in half and enforce, and then put it right in the pot, and it's ready in no time. So yeah, gotta love my Ziploc bags. And if you have any of this chopped parsley left, go ahead and sprinkle that on your dog's food tonight. It's a really great breath freshener for dogs. So I think that's it. Quick little couple hints and hacks that you might not have known for a spaghetti night. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.